And hi everyone, and it's YMAP again. Now, YMAP happens to be a very powerful tool to give assignments, math assignments online. At least I personally feel that way. But in order to make the best out of it, we also need to understand how to communicate properly with that to make the best out of YMAP here. So let's say you have already learned how to graph the solution to a system of linear inequalities like this. But say there will be sooner or later a problem in YMAP where you're asked to graph the feasible region. So you already learned that a feasible region is nothing but just the region of the system of the region that representing the solution to the system of inequalities as indicated here. But really, the intention of YMAP in a problem like this, if you pay attention to the instruction, graph the feasible region for the following system of inequalities by drawing a polygon around the feasible region. The idea is YMAP is not asking you to draw all the lines and make the shading here. We're not really going to do that. It is definitely that we need to find and make a sketch of our feasible region, as in my hand sketch version here first. So we need to have this work done. And once we have that work done and our final region here as a polygon, well, it's not a rectangle, it's not a nice rectangle, it's not a trapezoid, it's just some polygon. But we found all the corner points of that region, and I did mention as well that a region like this in a different video is called the feasible region. And so you must strictly solve this feasible region on your own. Could be using other technologies or on your own papers in pencil with your own graphing paper. But once you've had your feasible region with all the corner points, then this is how we're putting it in our YMAP problem right here. So the YMAP can grant you credits for doing it correctly. But so make sure you go in one order. Either you can go clockwise as the order of the points, or you can go counterclockwise as the order of the points, but go in a certain order, a looping order. And so now with the polygon tool being selected, say if we now looking back into our corner points, then the first point is right at the origin. So let's just drop a point there, and don't worry about the precision. The pencil tip here is sensitive enough to automatically snap to a point that's intersecting between the two grid lines right here. So there you go, we have a line here. And after you click, make sure you release the mouse button and then simply drag. See, as you move your mouse along, there's a line that's pointing out to your pencil tips position. But keep in mind, right now, all my mouse buttons are released. And so now I'm gonna move up to my next corner point right here, as in the picture, it's this point right there. So in that corner point, when I'm ready, I'm gonna drop another click. Click again, and that dropped me another point there. Okay. And then now, with all mouse button released, so when we clicked, then let's make sure that we released all the mouse buttons. And so now, as you just simply move the mouse to a different location, a different position, then once again we have a line that follows your mouse pencil tip. And so the next point that we're going to need to drop here is simply going to be that point 7,5. And like I said, we have to strictly go in order, in a certain looping order. So I start out here, I went to here, and then my next point, and currently I'm completely leaving all my mouse buttons released. So this point right here is just right about 7,5. So I'm going to make one more click to drop a point there. And so now I've made two segments there connecting my points. And so once again, having all mouse buttons released, I am going to move to the next corner point, being, and here, moving my pencil tip on YMAP screen to that next point being our x-intercept of the region being 8, 0. Then I'm going to once again make one more click. Okay, and make sure once again so basically after every click to drop a point using this polygon tool, make sure you release all mouse buttons. And so now, do not forget, we have to close this loop right here. You see, and so magically when your pencil tip gets closed and gets to that point where it closed the loop, and it will automatically, the YMAP is smart enough to automatically put a shading inside your region for you. And so That's why right now with all my mouse buttons released, I am going to move that to my final destination, which completes the loop. And now make sure you click one more click, drop one more click right here. And so now once you complete your loop, then no matter, once you made your final click right there, then no matter where you move your mouse, and with all the mouse button released after the final click right here, then the line will not follow the mouse tip anymore. And once we complete and we saw a successful shading region being popped out, being displayed for us, then we are ready to hit submit. And OneMap should be able to tell you whether you got it correctly done or not.